Hi, my name's Anna and this is Dara, and we've been asked by Naomi and Andrew to shed a bit of light on how the newly engaged couple met. Now, I've only known Andrew a short time, but I can honestly say that I wholeheartedly approve and that finally Naomi has met someone that is truly deserving of her wonderful self. So if I may, a bit of background. I've known Naomi for about 15 years now. We first met in, Naomi thinks 99, I wasn't quite sure, at a share house interview at 32 Story Street, Parkville, where I was living at the time. Naomi had responded to our ad for a housemate in the readings window, as you do, and my housemates, Megan, Peter and I, all liked Naomi immediately and unanimously agreed to offer her the room. Little did I know back then what a truly wonderful friend I had found, and that our friendship would not only continue, but grow enormously over the years to come. Now, I know I'm preaching to the converted here when I say that Naomi is an amazing woman. Even those of you who have just met her will no doubt be struck by her many wonderful qualities. Firstly, she is kind and generous beyond belief. Her kindness knows no boundaries and extends to all she is in contact with, whether it be friends and family, work colleagues, asylum seekers and refugees she works with. Secondly, she has an enthusiasm for life that is very contagious. She gives her all to whatever she is pursuing. Thirdly, Naomi has a fantastic sense of fun. It's impossible to resist the joy that her gorgeous laugh brings. And Naomi also has many phenomenal talents, especially public speaking, where she is incredibly engaging and inspirational. A truly incredible woman, I'm sure you'll all agree. So, when Naomi started to bemoan the fact that there were no decent men about, I started thinking. It was about a year ago, and she spoke to me about how she had started to wonder whether she would ever meet anybody suitable, let alone someone she would fall head over heels in love with. Of all people, Naomi deserved to find a wonderful man. I was fully aware of how challenging it was to meet half-decent single men at our age, let alone a truly exceptional man who was deserving of wonderful Naomi. But I became determined. There had to be a fantastic man out there. He just had to be tracked down. I took a systematic approach to the problem. First, I looked at my circle of friends and colleagues and acquaintances, but soon realised that all the wonderful men I knew were either in relationships or gay. Internet dating had been tried without success, and I wasn't about to suggest another round of dating roulette. I suggested that she could enrol in a master's degree. Kill two birds with one stone. Further her formal education and meet the man of her dreams in the university context. But this suggestion was rejected outright. No, Naomi's man needed to come highly recommended. So I extended my search. Maybe one of my friends could find a wonderful man for Naomi amongst their social circle. Dara immediately came to mind. I knew that she shared Naomi's Christian faith and devotion to God, something that would need to be central to Naomi's future partner. She is also a very lovely person herself, and I knew that I could inherently trust any recommendation she might have. So I called her, and we had a chat. It went something like this. Dara, I said, I have a mission for you. Yes, she said, obviously intrigued. I continued. I have a wonderful friend who needs to meet a fantastic man. I described Naomi. She's pretty amazing, I said. I described her devotion to God, her incredible selfless work in Africa and in Melbourne amongst refugees, her fun nature, her incredible intelligence and talent, and her general enthusiasm for life. To my great surprise, Dara immediately said, I think I know someone that might be suitable. I just about dropped the phone. She gave a brief description of Andrew, his strong faith in God, his passion for helping others, including his work in Boys Brigade and his work in Shepparton amongst the Indigenous community too there. And I quizzed Dara more. Is he honest? Yes. Is he incredibly kind? Yes. Is he ready to settle down? No. Maybe. warning she gave me was this: he's pretty impressive, you know, Anna. Dara was worried that Naomi might be intimidated by him. Not a problem, I said immediately. Naomi is pretty impressive herself. So Dara agreed to contact Andrew to see if he was interested in meeting Naomi. And I waited for news with bated breath.
So when Anna called me with my mission, she talked a lot about Naomi. And as she talked, there were two things that I noticed. One was the amount of description. I was thinking, Anna really wants to give me a very detailed description. She clearly thinks this woman is very special. Anna thinks this. Anna is an astute and sensitive woman. My mind's ticking over. And the second thing I noticed was the content. Naomi might well be a very special woman, but would she get along with Andy? Here's what I picked up in that first conversation that I had with Anna. First, Naomi is passionate about following Jesus. Second, Naomi does her best to help people who need help. And third, Naomi loves to share her life with people. Now, those of you who know Andy, I'm sure will not fail to have noticed that each of those things is deeply, profoundly also true of Andy. Andy's passionate about following Jesus. And when I say passion, I don't just mean emotion. Andy follows Jesus with all of who he is, whether that's through constructing logical and articulate and sensitive responses to the questions he's asked on his website, or whether it's through sitting alongside people and being with them in whatever their life looks like at the time. Andy helps people wherever he sees a need, whether that's through becoming a pastor, or through counselling, or through teaching, or through his work with Boys Brigade. Andy is always looking for ways to make the world better for other people. Andy loves to share life with people, and he does this intentionally. He didn't just take a position in Shepparton for a moment or two. He stayed there several years, and that's typical of Andy. That's just one example, but the fact that so many people wanted to come tonight and share this occasion, I think is a testament to the way that Andy opens himself to people. I also don't think it's a coincidence that Andy chose to share his proposal to Naomi, a moment of just pure and unadulterated joy, not just with Naomi, but with everyone. So as you all know by now, after speaking with Anna, I wrote to Andy and I asked whether he'd be interested in meeting up with Naomi, which they did. Many times. Soon after Andy and Naomi started seeing each other, we had dinner at Anna and Kyong's and I met Naomi. And two things struck me then. One was that everything I'd heard in that first phone call with Anna was true. And second, that in the something like 20 years that I've known Andy, I'd never seen him so happy. Andy experiences and expresses joy often, but this was different. He had a glow about him and he had a peace about him. I couldn't contain myself. As soon as we'd said our goodbyes and we got to the car, I said, "Daya, Andy is in love." Knowing Andy and beginning to know Naomi, I see that while this engagement is in some ways a new beginning, it's also a natural continuation of something. It's an extension of who you both are and always have been. You've both always lived out the truth that to love God means to love other people. You've now just found a new and special way to live that out. I've been very conscious as I was preparing for tonight that Anna and I are not just speaking for ourselves. We're speaking on behalf of all of you. So to finish, here's what I know all of us tonight want to say to you both. Naomi and Andrew, as your community, we are so thankful for you. We stand with you and we support you as you take this next step. And finally, and most importantly, we love you and we just can't wait to see what's in store for you.